I should be streaming. May turn this down, give it an audio check here. Give myself an audio check, you guys. What up, you guys? Mic check 1 2, audio check. Let's see how it's working on here. Alright, cool. Well, let's get to the bare bones of it. Let's get us some audio, some music on cue that I like. Where is it? Alright, what did you guys? Let's get us some audio, some music on cue that I like. Yeah, jack it up a little higher. I see the audio's a little low. Let's turn those down here. We're gonna do bare bones, tear down on some controllers, you guys. Tear down some controllers. Get the joysticks working right. Since the joysticks were working a little funky, you know what I'm saying? Tear down some controllers. Get the joysticks working right. Since the joysticks were working a little funky, you know what I'm saying? Audio seems a little low.
Take you watch us when we come and you can see we're really doing it. Thinking that your choices take you further, but they really won't. Fucking universal, but alert, so I don't feel alone. Wanna pass the test to be the best, so you should take a note. Now go and pick your poison, cause I know I got the antidote. Now I'm still having fun, but you can see that I eat my focus. Push the pedal down to the metal, just in case you haven't noticed. I ain't going by the book, cause I'm the one who fucking wrote it. Do what I want with that I want, and that's how it goes, cause that's my motive. Feeling lost, but I found my way. I lift my head, it's a lot of weight. I'm doing fine, but are you okay? I think it's time that we celebrate the little things we all encounter that we maybe take for granted. Take a moment, feel the power, take me to another planet, yeah.
Rain.
Alright, there we go. Now let's get some live streaming on. Tear these joysticks up for you guys. So look, so I bought these joysticks, a little pack of 4 joysticks. I don't know how well you'll be able to see that. I do like that.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our
Well, if you can't see it, it says 4-in-1 Quest 2 controller repair kit. Came with like 4 of them. They look black like this. I'll pull one out the bag, let's see what it's about. I can turn that audio right there. Let me fix that audio for you. Let's see if I can get that adjust the focus for you guys. Let's see if this works while it's live. I don't know. I've never tested this, you guys, so we'll see how well on some focus control. have little pins like this on the side. Check at the tip though, look, they got these little coppers on there. They have little pins like this on the side. See, this is the, here, let me adjust that focus now for you guys. Okay, so these right here, these are supposed to be the 3.0 edition. Alright, so once we turn around and get these new ones, I realized they're a little different than the originals. So they must have been like an upgraded version. You see, adjust that focus again for you guys to see it. Here's the old one. If you see my hands are dirty, it's because I got grease on them from working on a vehicle. My people on my Discord don't understand what's going on. I just replaced the water pump, helped my homeboy. Had a couple things for him. Got my hands greasy, of course. So as you can see, it's still the same exact clips of all the originals. If you see my hands are dirty, it's because I got grease on them from working on a vehicle. My people on my Discord don't understand what's going on. I just replaced the water pump, helped my homeboy. You see the 5 little pins, that's what I'm trying to get a close-up on for you guys to see. There we go. So if you can mute it, or pause it, I mean, you can see that muted. I'm so goofy. But yeah, it's got those pins right there. Those pins are basically the same as these old pins. They do a side-by-side comparison for you guys. There we go. So if you can mute it, or pause it, I mean, I'm so moving. So yeah, it's got those pins right there. Those pins are basically the same as these old pins. Do a side-by-side comparison for you guys. There we go. This is the original. This is the revamped. So let's get to tearing it down. Get that done for you guys. That's the most thing of this whole process. It takes a little bit of time. So let's get it started. Alright, well, first things first, right at the back. A lot of people will say, well, how do you get that controller part off? Because they always have a lot of problems. There's so many people, you guys, have issues with taking that off. You might as well don't struggle. Just don't, first things first. Don't stress yourself, because I did that part at the back. You push this really hard right here. There's a little arrow. Right at the back. A lot of people will say, well, how do you get that controller part off? They always have a lot of problems. Let me do this right here for you. So sharpen this up so we can do that. Don't struggle. First things first. Don't stress yourself. I did that on the back. And you push this really hard right here. Alright, so there we go. So that way I gotta feel like I hear an echo. My bad, you guys. So right here there's a little arrow on the side. You just press that in and pull the whole controller down on the side right here like this. You can put, even it makes it easier if you take your 2 fingers. I notice a lot of people have problems with that, so you can like curve your finger over right here if you got long hands like me, or if not, you're short-handed, move your hand up. You don't have to worry about, you know, your palm can be all the way up here. And just do like that, press right here, snaps right out without any problem. Pop that off, take that battery out. Pop out the extra little clip on the side. Let me get some zoom in on you guys here. Move that over. I'm messing with camera controls, you guys, while I'm doing this, so that way you guys can see what I'm talking about. Do some zooming in. Whoa. Right about there. Lock it down. Okay, there we go. So right here now you had taken all that apart. You popped out the little rubber at the bottom. Most people have already broken it off, which is insane. Like, they've already broken it, literally. So I mean, Look at the dog next to me. You guys see him down here? Weirdo. Stop looking all up next to me, you weirdo. I'm trying to sit here. I want to make it move. Move, that's it. You're done. I'm gonna even move myself. Here, give me a second, you guys. Move your ass. You're laughing, but it ain't funny because now it stinks. It's stinky crap. I'm trying to sit there live stream. They want to smell it for a whole half hour. So it's not funny now, is it? Fucking don't move. Alright, there we go. My bad, you guys. I'll have to edit a whole bunch of this out for anybody who might be watching the live streams. And if anybody who is watching the stream, let me pull up the chat. That way I can see. Let's see here. Alright, there. Now I can watch the live chat. So anybody who wants to say anything in the YouTube, I'll be able to comment. Watch the comments. Watch the feed. Pounds of Cake is watching. Alright, Cake. Sweet, sweet. Shout out to my boy Cake. But yeah, you pop this bottom clip out. You pop that out. And then it starts getting to the more tricky part where a lot of people are worried about breaking their controller. Dude, it's not as hard as you think. Like, you could get something super, super cheap like this. For people who are like, well, hold up, that's not fucking zooming in here. Let me get it. I'll take the damn paper out of it so you guys can see. Smartphone repair kit from Tool Shop. You can look it up online. It's super, super cheap. I think this was like $3. Something stupid like that. And it comes with a whole bunch of stuff. It comes with your wrench, your extender, your little brake tool, your suction cup, and all your little pieces to break whatever loose for screw wise. But anybody else say like you can't find that brand because that brand tends to be a little harder to find. You can always get this. This is Walmart. Walmart has got a lot everywhere. It's a good old Hyper Tough electronic repair kit. I think it's like Walmart. It's like $15. It comes with all the little pieces you need. When I say all the pieces, I mean all the pieces. I mean, and I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but this is just such a good kit. It saved me many times. I've replaced these controllers where they were broken, had issues. I mean, and when you lay it down like this in front of you, it's just awesome when you got all your bits already pre-laid out. But I mean, as for the job itself, you're gonna need a, what is it here? Right here, it is a good old T5 screw. T5. It's like a little torque star bit. That's all good. It's all good. I know you're probably the only one watching, but people will watch this later, brother. But if you got any questions while you're watching too, man, shout out. You know what I'm saying? How do I take this off or this thing? Because I got like extra clips on here, as you can see the little rubbers, which those are pretty easy. It's just as simple as, let me see how to get a camera angle in there. You peel it off like up and right off, without trying to tear off the originals, obviously. You know, it sometimes isn't as easy as people would assume. Well, it's off. So the joystick is now exposed. Yeah, as you can see, they pop right back on real simple, real quick. Snap off, snap on deals. Let's see. It was a struggle to get it on when you first figure out what you're doing. So with like a repair kit like this, you could, a lot of people are like, well, how do you get this off right here without struggling? Well, one of two things. If you got a repair kit, it's going to come with a good pair of tweezers that are really skinny. You can pop those in there, like yo. Let me try to get a better camera angle for you guys to see. Alright, like that. And then you would take them and stick them in between that little groove. Right there. They'll pop it up just slightly. Or, say you don't got that. Some people are super poor and they don't got a lot of tools and they can just buy the one single bit. Just the one single bit. Alright, well, you know what? Dude, you can get a steak knife because it's thin like this. It's got a real thin little bit. Pop it in between like yo. Slide it along that edge. Left to right like yo. And it will lift it up just enough where you can stick something in there. Like say your steak knife or, you know, whatever. And sort of give it a good little pry. Like this. Let me move this camera down here a little closer now. Pop it open like yo, and get a little gap. Just a little gap in between the plastic right there. You're gonna pop up, press up a little bit, and then you do that all the way around. So you come down here, a little bit along this side, come all the way over here to this side right here, and then down to here, and then you do it up here at the very top, which I'm gonna show you right now. Pop, pop, pop. Give it a little wiggle so it makes some space at the top. Pop it up underneath there like yo. As you can see, it pops right off. You see now that just literally popped right off. Yeah, I believe so. I believe so. So on the back of it, a lot of people don't understand there's this little plate right here, this little metal plate. That's a sensor to go to this spring. Let's see if I can get it on camera. Yeah, I think we can, right there. Let me do some focus thing. Get some focus on for you guys here. As you can see, there's a spring right here. That little spring contacts with that plate. So basically, when people are on their controllers and your hands closed like this, it shows your hand closed in the Oculus. If that sensor isn't on pressed correctly against that little plate in there, it won't show your hand closed. It'll make your hand constantly look open all the time. While everybody's like, hey, my hand's open high. You're like, my hand's closed. So you definitely don't want that to be like your case. So you pop that off, number one. Bing, we'll set that aside. And as you can see, I'm taking my pieces and setting them on my phone. Maybe do it like this here. So that way I gotta bend so y'all can see me. Alright, so next thing's next. There's a couple controllers, or a couple of these little screws that you want to take out along the controller. A lot of people are like, well, that's not that hard. Well, it really isn't that hard. There's a lot of people on YouTube that makes these videos, and I'm like, well, I might as well go buy me a little kit, see if I can do it myself. Why not, right? I mean, if everybody else can do it, why not do it myself? Let me, so, I'm actually in here. Let me show you guys where these screws are, a couple of these screws. So I'm going to show you where the screws are located as I'm taking them out. As you can see, there's two screws right there. There's a screw down in this hole here. And there's two down in that area down inside of there. For a grand total of 3 at the bottom, that's it. Let me just double check, make sure, because I mean I've done it enough times, but it doesn't hurt to double look to make sure I'm not looking like a goofy saying there's more screws than there is. Alright, I'm gonna tear it down, let's see. So we'll take these 3 screws out right quick like. There's one. There's 2. The 2 right there. That's what I just took up. As you can see, they're just sort of sitting there now. And that's how you want to do it too. A lot of people will take them all the way out and just throw them to the side. I don't do all that. Like I'll leave them sitting right here in that little groove and just setting in there loosely. As you can see, they're setting in there loosely. Let me see here, let me double check this here while I'm doing it. Okay, cool. Cool, so my features can work while I'm doing this. Sweet, so those two I'll take out, might as well. So that way I'm not jerking her around. And they're pretty much all like the same, so I'll take those two and say, because you got your phone case, your screws in your phone case, look. Use the top as your screw holder. See how they're all set up like that? So those are the bottoms. Let me get this other one out of here. One of these I had broken in, so I don't know if this is the one or not. I'm about to find out right quick. Hopefully not. If it is, I'll open this and a little piece of the plastic will come falling out. I done broke it once. Screwed it right back in place, set bucket, closed the whole thing up. So there's three on the bottom, take those out. Now it's for the top. The top's where it gets a little tricky. Let me do some camera adjusting here. Alright, there we go. As you can pretty much see, I already pre-marked the controller where all the screws are. We got, let me get up like this to help you guys. So you got a screw here, a screw there, so you got two screws right there. You got a screw right here, right there, right there. One just above it, right there. And then two right here, right next to each other. You can see all the ones I had marked. There's little black lines next to them. And there's going to be a whole bunch of parts that are going to look like this. That's not going to have, like this one I had a screw, but I broke it off in it. So there would be another screw right there, but I broke it off. As you can see, that actually screw holds the whole little, the spring system for the trigger. So I'm going to show you how that whole mechanism works. So let's get these off right quick. Let me adjust this. Zoop. Let's start taking them out really quick. I'll show you guys how fast this really is. Yo, Will, you still watching? Hey, dear.
No.
Are you watching on your phone?
No.
Oh, pull up a stopwatch on your phone. I want to stopwatch myself, see how fast this is to take me to actually do. Because I'm sure it's pretty quick. A lot of people say it takes too long and blah, 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 this, blah, blah, that. Well, I'm going to stopwatch it. Anytime, let me know when you're ready. You ready? Okay. So, here we go, you guys. So my wife's got a stopwatch, and we're going. We're going to see how fast it takes me to get these out. I'm going to start with the bottom one right here, and the bottoms first. By the buttons at the bottom. If you don't know which ones I'm talking about, go back to the motion up close, and pause right there and draw yourself a small diagram. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the right, and then there's 1, 2, 3 on the left. I'm starting with the right bottom. It's a long screw, very, very long, longer than the other ones. As you can see, it's already sticking up right here. That's that dang joystick. It's in such a Oculus spot. Well, here, I'll show it to you guys. I'll pull it out now. So the bottom right, though, you could either grab it with your fingers and try to struggle it. Me, I'm lazy. Just gonna screw it by hand once you get it up so far. There's only two long ones like this. As you can see, it's a pretty long one. When you do comparison of this versus the other ones, I'll do a side by side so you can see. As you can see, it's a lot longer than the other ones. and it has a smooth surfaced head on the top, so that way it can go down inside of the controller past a couple components and not grab onto everything. I'm doing the second right from the bottom, so it's bottom up one. Zoop, that one's out. That one's actually the same size as the other the other screws from the bottom, which all the ones at the bottom are pretty much all and the ones in the top are almost all the same size. A lot of people don't realize that when they take it apart, because there's a lot of videos that says, oh, you know it, bro. Thanks for the shot, pal. So a lot of these little screws are pretty much all around the same size. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, don't worry about the screws. You don't matchmake them. Dude, no. That's a joke. Most of them are around the same size. Now I'm doing the, let's see, fourth one up from the right. I did the third one. I'm just zooming through them, you guys. I'm on a stopwatch. My wife's stopwatching me. See how fast I get this done. Because I told her, I said, I bet you I can, somebody who knew how to do this, it wouldn't really take them really long, as you just do it at a speedily pace and be done really fast. Here's another one. So as you can see now, let me do some focus right quick, just to give you guys a touch up of where I'm at here. So as you can see right here, let me hold it still. I done took all the ones on, what is it, this side? Yep, all this side. As you can see right there, the little holes now where the screw was, but is no longer, where those little black lines are going to. I'm still doing the ones right here in the middle right there. There's two, and then two right there. There should be one right there in the middle, plus there's one on the top, plus the two right there. It's sort of hard to do this, you guys, looking at the camera and navigating with my hand. So we'll take, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 on the right up. This one sort of goes over in the middle a little bit. There's like a little piece of plastic. When you look at it right here, it'd be that one I'm pointing at right there. Point, 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 right there. So that one I'm going to take out next. A quick zip. That one's out. Same size as the others that I've taken out so far, other than the long one. The very top two, though, right here. There's one here, and then there's one right there. One there, and one there. There, and there. Those two are actually really, really tiny. So you want to make sure, like, when you take those out, you don't drop them. Those are the ones I tend to usually have a little bit of problem with myself. So, to be slick, like if you have problems like I do, that's why you get like the little cheapo kit. Because the cheap kit comes with one thing the expensive kit doesn't come with, which I actually wish it did come with, was this little extender. Bam. This little extender allows me to get around the top of the sensor ring without damaging it or pushing any pressure against it. Alright. There's that. Now these ones I'll show in comparison to the other ones and how tiny they are. As you guys can see right there, the one that is right there, let me see, the one right here is a little smaller than the rest of those. It's a little tricky trying to show that to you guys without not dropping it. A plus for effort. Alright, next one, let's get that next top one. That one's being a little tricky, okay. The top right, I guess. Sometimes you can't do it from the top of the ring, go from the bottom. Sometimes it wants to be tricky, it just depends on which way you're setting, which way your hand is too. It's like if your hand is a little more at a certain angle, it'll be hard to get these little skinny ones at the top. Those two top ones just suck a little bit. Just to be honest with ourselves. For anybody who ever does this, you'll be like, okay, those two are the more the pain. But then you get this one, which to me has always been a tricky because it's in such a weird spot. There's that dip right here, that dip, and if you look, it's at such a fine spot that if you had a real skinny straight one, you could get it right in there. You can see where my finger is. Right there. There's that gap, and it's a little tricky to get down in that gap, ladies and gentlemen. So that's the one I personally always have a little bit of a pain trying to get. So let me get the one below that. So the bottom left is what I'm going to get now. I'm going to skip that indent one first. Get this next one out because it's always the pain. So, you get the pain last. This is the other weird one. It's a black screw. It's the only black screw. All the rest of them are shiny silver screws. This one's blackish. Alright, let's see here. Alright, so next up would be get that funky angled one out. So this one you just gotta sort of like position yourself just right to get it. Once you get it and it starts coming, don't let off until it's out. You do, you're gonna spend more time trying to get that head back in there, and you might strip out the screw, which ain't worth it. That one is actually one of the ones that holds this ring on. The ring all the way around, so you do not want to break that. There's a few that you can get away with, but that is not one of them. So they're all out. All the ones on the top. Every single thing. So I took all of them out. Now let's do some popping apart. Let's adjust some focus, get some sharpness in our photos. So you guys can see this here. There's some tools now. Let's set some stuff aside. Open me up a nice little platform here. Alright, there we go. Alright, so slow this down. So the next thing you would do is now that you got all this apart, start popping this bottom housing out because the top comes out after. So from here you take this side, like this side right here, and you just put your finger to the edge of it, like right here. See there's a lip. Well, use that lip for your finger. Hold down. Just a little bit. It'll feel like it's gonna break. It's not breaking. There's pressure under there. See, that one wants to be on pain in my butt today. Let's see what screws do I got out there. I got all the screws out. 1, 2. All the top ones. Yeah, okay. Get pain in my butt today, huh? Okay. Now which one do you want me to pop off today? It's being tricky. So you can see, I sort of grabbed it right here and did a pull out like this since it wanted to be a pain in my butt and didn't want to just pop out. Because it's supposed to just pop open. But it's definitely not wanting to do that right now. Right now it's just wanting to be a pain in my butt. Alright, suckers. Usually that just pops off. I don't know why it's giving you such a hard time today. Well, I'll just go for the top ring because I unscrewed that already. Pop that like this. Do a little pull right here on the lip. After you unscrewed all those, right here, just pull down like that. Whole thing comes off. Roll your finger around like this. All the way to the edge. There's going to be a little pressure right here. Open her up. You gotta take it off the top. Curl it right up around. Like that. And then from there you give it a little wiggle. Now it comes off. And as I pulled that, you see the whole bottom piece decided it wanted to give too. So the top was being a pain in the butt. So I'll pull that at the same time. Give it a pull over. The whole grip wants to come off and separate today. Okay, I'm hitting my butt. As you can see, I just had to wiggle it around a little bit. It's a little pain in the butt. That's how it always is. Top's off. Now let's pop this side off. Ah, see, it wanted to pop off really easy now the top's off today. I don't know why I did that. Normally I can pop off the bottom or the top in whatever order I decide to do. If I want to do the bottom, I do the bottom. If I want to do the top, I'll do the top. So take both of those. Give me just a second here, you guys. I'm getting dingage. Yep. Sorry, I'm done being as slow as I am.
Nigga swipe for it with his visa. Gotta pay me cause I charge for the feature. Flew to Italy to get a slice of pizza. My body shape nice, dripping like ice. Big
I think I got it under control.
do it like me, you can never in your life, bitch, saying I ain't heard.
Yeah, I'm good. Okay.
My body shape nice, dripping like ice. Big attitude, I don't tell a bitch twice. Do it like me, you can never in your life, bitch, saying I ain't heard. No, the devil is a lie. Stop. Pay attention.
Alright, there we go. Sorry, you guys. I'm gonna full screen this again. There we go. Now my stream's gonna freeze up on my phone, of course. But that's okay, you know, that's how it always goes. So anyway, we got this off. We get the side panel off, which goes around here, as you can see. Pops right off. And the next step you would do is, as you can see right here, it looks like there's two pieces because there's a limb trim right here all the way around it, a little rim on it basically, or trim, however you want to call it. It's like basically a little lip. And from here you just pull this one this way. You're gonna pop over. Come on now, let me pin my butt. Boy, you're giving me a pain in my butt today. But people can always skip through it. I mean, hey, if you like watching me struggle, you can always skip through the struggle. That's the one good thing about real life. You don't have to watch my struggle. Boys are being stiff today. Wow, snap back together hard. Did you hear that? Definitely be a pain in my butt today right now. Well, either way, since it wants to be a pain in the butt, I'll skip taking the bottom apart and show you how that's done here in a second. There's a little flap right here. Flap that up. You know what? Better yet, I'm not skipping jack. I ain't skipping jack. Do how I do things. You gonna come off and I'm gonna win. be a pain in my butt. Had to give it a little yank. Just definitely just wanted not to come out, but there it is. So as it pops off, now you got this. This is what ends up being remaining. The shell, the electronic bottom, and the electronic top, and inside guts of the electronic top, which is right here. It's a little tiny plate. I'll focus here. As you can see, there's a plate. There's a little lip right up inside here. Right there. Basically flop that up. Or you can do it down at the bottom and be lazy, either way. Me, after doing it quite a few times, you get experience. Then you can just turn around and, you know, zip through it. So I'm going to zip through it here. Let me adjust my focus. There you go. Usually this is taking me a lot longer because, mind you guys, I'm just trying to be real gentle with everything, and usually I'm a little rougher with it and start yanking stuff apart. Here's the bottom. Here's the pen setup. Let me show you that. And there you can see the pens. Those basically slide down into a little connector that's like this. Let me show you the connector. Right there. And as you can see, this connector is so easy. You guys can simply take something as simple as your nail and pop up the clip. That's it right there, you guys. Pop up, pop down. It's a real simple little deal. Like, you can do it with tweezers, you can do it with your finger. So I mean, it's that simple. And to show you how simple, I'll take it out, pop it back in right here, right on the screen on the Find. See, pull it out, slide it back in. Let me do it stable. Damn it. Slide in like that. Flap that down. And then the string goes up and around like you. Alright. On the top. Them same tweezers. There's a little metal piece right up in there. You can see it right there. It comes out both sides either way. But the way that I do it, when I look at it, there's a strip on one side that goes down, where on the other side it's open. You can see there's nothing next to it. So my thing is to avoid damage to the little pins in there. Like, if you don't want to have any damage in those pins. Hold up, what's going on with my focus here? There we go. So the basically the one that has the little bar down the side right here, as you can see right here, push it in from that side so it comes out the side where there's no strip right here. Because if not, it comes out and it rubs against one of those little bars, one of these little strips at the top right there. It might actually destroy this whole ring and your controller and not render your hand no more. Push it to give it a little push. As you can see. Let me get a little adjust for you guys. I'm going to do like this. Come on, focus, kick in. No, if I need to autofocus it. Sorry, you guys. I'm trying to do automatic focus, but that just ain't working for doing this type of stuff. You can see the hole right there now where the little pen is. Right there. And if you look on the other side, you can see the pen starting to come out the top. Let me adjust that focus so you guys can see that pen. Right there. You can see the pen right there had came out. Where if you look on the other side, you can see the little hole where it would have went into, right there. A little hole right there. So, what I do once you got it through a little bit, grab it on the other side right here. That it's sticking out, like yo. And then give it a little pull, ever so gently. I mean, gently. I'll come up here and do it on camera so you guys can see. See, it would be all the way in there like yo. So I'll push it through on this side. Now you can see it's sort of coming through on that side. Right there. And you grab it with them clip with these. Or tweezers. Like if you don't got tweezers, bro, you gotta have some tweezers on you for splinters. Come on now. Give it a pull right out. Once you got it at the end, pull it on out. And there it is. Once that happens, this whole top piece right here is going to want to jump out of these little spring clips. See those? Those little spring clips. Goes down inside of the little grooves here. So there's the little two grooves right there. Sets down in those grooves like yo. Boing, pull the joystick off. Now you have access to the old. As you guys can see, the difference between the old and the new. There's a difference, see it? There, you watching? Come on now, pay attention. See the difference between the old and the new? There's definite difference, huh?
Yeah.
Especially that middle where it's holding that spring. So that spring stays in the middle. Because everybody like me was fixing it. We was having issues with that spring staying in the middle for the original ones.
Yep.
Alright, let me get a small drink. Oh my goodness. Oh, this talking's killing me. Alright. Now that we did all that, down to the potatoes and chips of the deal. Shout out to my homeboy Carnage on that little pun right there. Where'd my screwdriver go? Oh, up here. Okay. We'll take off this long extension. That's only that one single screw is where I need this extension at. That's it. So I mean, the real trick is to buy like that torque size. Let me re-register that by everybody again. It's a T5. Star 5. It isn't like a straight shape 5. It's got the little swoops on the star. So on here, there's 4 screws, and let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. The antenna for the controller, and 2, 3 clips to take off the joystick. Let me show you guys how that works. Let me jack her up on some focus. Alright, let me get up. Let me do this again. Antenna that's got to be taken off right here. Screw right next to it. Then you got another little section right here that is sort of clipped into the board. You got to just sort of lift it up. It's this easy. Look, go underneath it. You can actually just do it with your hand. Lift it up, and it just lifts up. As you can see, and then you pop that up. Now your antenna, whole entire antenna section's loose. This clips in by a little tiny fine point clip. Let me see if you guys can see that on the, stick my finger to the back of it so I have like something to show the back. Right here is what you're looking at. There's a little gap right there that looks like two little pieces of shiny metal sticking up. Well, all it is a little metal clip in between there that it sets on. You take that off, and then you take off 3 slip connectors. One right in the middle, pop up. 2 at the top, there's one here, and then one there. Clip, clip, pop both those up, pull it out, pull it out, pull the joystick going out. If I can get underneath it, it's a little tricky right now. Okay, there, so as you can see, that one's free now. That's the actual joystick right here. Take that whole unit out now. Alright. Zip. Stick the focus back on. On the review, you guys, on the way back doing this. On putting this back together, I'm not gonna stop and show you guys the screws because I showed you which ones. So you're gonna have to just remember which ones I'm doing, you know, or back up the video so you can see which ones. Because I'm not gonna sit around and have to re-show you each individual one. I'm just gonna show you how fast I put it back together. So there's one here, one in the. Let's see here. I'll do it for you guys one time. Adjust this. Get it right up here. There we go. I'm not gonna get up for this one. There's a screw down here. Let me see right there. A screw right there underneath the joystick. One at the top of the joystick, and one in the middle right there. So there's 4. I'm gonna start by the antenna, work my way up to the one in the middle, and then do the one right in the front of this, and then the. Oh, damn it! This is such a pain in the ass. What am I? We'll do this one first, then this one, then this one, and then this one, in order. And I got a clip, you guys, too, by the way, of the joystick, the old one that's in here right now being broken. It's not working right. It's spinning me in complete circles. So you can see what this is like versus the new joystick that I'm about to replace. So first screw down by the antenna, bottom right. These ones are all black, so I put them in a separate area in this little thing on my little tray. Oh yeah, get her done. One above the joystick, that quick. There's 3. One below the joystick. That's 4. Okay, so all 4 is done. Now, the tricky part that a lot of people just misunderstand. You could leave all this together if you wanted to slightly lift it and pull the whole joystick up and out. But I'm going to show you guys the complete teardown. It was the whole point of this video. So you lift up the front end right here, where that joystick was, at the top. And you lift it up, and the little spring will come up under there. Let me adjust that focus because I do have to show you guys this part. So you basically lift it up and then it'll come out. And then from there, you take the whole plate ever so carefully like this and just grab it. We'll lift it right up and out. Even though the joystick's connected, it should come with it. There's the plate. I do it like this so that way you don't have to mess with these buttons. Dude, you do not want to have to put these buttons back in. It sucks. So, here's this. See, that joystick's beat up. Oh. So here's the old one. As you can see. But I'm going to mark it though, so I got a little mark on it so I know which one it is. This is It's hard to do. I might need a permanent Sharpie marker. Honey, can you go get me a Sharpie marker for me? So and for this though, you would basically, the joystick on the top, you pop this whole little joystick mechanism off because it actually has to come off with it. So you lift that. Because once you lift that, you do the same thing at the bottom. It's a little snap-on type deal. Once you do that, grab the joystick from the top, these two plastics from the side. So it's like this. And then you pull. Pops the whole thing right off. The little spring setup. You need this because it's got this little thing on the side that actually sensors to this plate right here. A copper goldish plate. So if it's not censoring to that, well then you did it wrong. But you shouldn't be doing it wrong because you got your boy GreedyPoet here showing you how to get her done. Alright, there we go. So now as you see, you took it out. Now that you took it out, if you want, you can be late. You can be super thorough and use cotton swabs or Q-tips and wipe all these little sensors off. But today I'm going to be lazy just to show you how well this works. I'm going to rub it off with my finger. I'm not even going to get all super with it. A little rub just to get all the surface grime off. Don't worry, I'm not going to just leave the fingerprint on there because that's the first thing you would remember is that your fingerprint does leave oil. So anything you touch, if you touch it, it better not be a sensor. If it is a sensor, you better wipe it off. So I'm lazy. So I'm going to take that and we'll give it a little wipe. You'll wipe right there. We'll wipe right there. On those two little sensors. As you can see, they look shiny. It's right around where the joystick is. So, there's one. The old one. And you gave me the Sharpie right here. And right on this. Because, you know, anybody who does this type of work, you're going to want to Sharpie around just for doing like what I just did to write like this. You know, a note on the back, which side, which controller this came out of. For me, I wrote a little R on there, so it's the right joystick. So, future reference, if I want to use like parts off of this, I can. So then that way you can see I got the old two right here. They're both white plastic. That's something I'm sure you'll automatically notice the distinguishingly different. The outside plastic is white. Maybe they realized that plastic's weak. Who knows? So here's the new one. Let me show you guys how easy putting this new one is. Slide that boy in place like yo. Slide it right in place. Let me do some focusing here. Take that little clip, wiggle it into the hole, make sure that the thing's lifted. Alright, hold on. It's a little crooked. Let me straighten that up. There we go. Take it like this. Right there, basically. It's sort of hard to see it through the camera, so I'm just gonna have to like describe it. There's a little white box there, just like the other slip group boxes. You just slide this one in. Once you slid in all the way, and you got it all the way slid in like yo, and you slide it all the way, and you push your hand down on it, make sure it's flat. Flip the latch. It's done. It's in place. You know it ain't gonna once it's in too when it ain't falling, because you'll feel it like it's slightly just rattling ever so gently in there. It looks nice though. It definitely looks nice. Yeah, it definitely looks nice. Look at that brand new joystick, never been used. So it's in. So that's it right there, ladies and gentlemen. Get the joystick in. You want to take the one little thing a lot of people don't do that I would prefer to tell you on here too, that a lot of people just don't say, but it deserves to be said, is that when you do this, there's this little spring that I took off, as of course you've seen it. It needs to fit back on the ring down in there. Make sure you put that back in there like yo. Man, I hate this auto zoom. I'm sorry, you guys. I mean, my camera is just not wanting to function today on the focus. Damn camera. So the ring's around the plastic inner circle. Like yo. Alright, there we go. So now you take that. Stick it on the joystick the appropriate way it's supposed to go. You'll tell when you see the little copper thing on there. Oh goodness, I dropped it. Ultra fail. Pop it all the way back in, make sure it's on there good. Yeah, daddy, good there. Ooh, that joystick feels firm. I like that. Hear me? That's so firm. You take these old ones now and you stick them back in these bags. Stick them back in that little container so you can remember always use them later for parts or whatever. Say you want to use parts. Maybe you need parts. Well, you'd hate to be the goofy and do away your own and realize, man, there was parts in there that I could use. Because then you got to go back to good old Amazon or eBay to order some parts. Are you that guy? If you are, put in the comments, let me know that you're that guy. Let's stick those two in there. Put through there are these new, other two new ones. Stick them back in there. So there's that one. Pull all the air out of this bag. By the way, that's what I'm doing. I'm letting all the air out of the bag so they're scrunched up. So you put them all back in the original container. Because if you don't put them in that original container, and then like you're putting pressure against the joysticks or something, you might be just destroying it doing that. So in the end, it might not be worth putting pressure against them joysticks. So that's like one thing I'm trying to avoid, is you just not have any pressure against them joysticks. Make sure just enough space where it's just sitting in there comfortably. Alright, so let's get this boy slapped back together here with some taste so I can play. See how we do here? Back to this. Put that buddy right over. Put the joystick back down in the spot it goes. And just wiggle those little springy things down into position like they're supposed to be. Make sure that that spring that I initially showed you that goes onto that round plate, excuse me, is actually sticking through there. You definitely want to have that plate sticking through there. Alright, let me give it a wiggle. There it is. Now it's down in place. Alright, next thing's next. The spring. So lift it up ever so gently. Set the spring right over the little part that it sets on underneath there. You'll see when you take it out what I'm talking about. Some things you have to learn hands-on experience. I could show you the video all day long on everything in the world, but if you're not learning a little bit on hand, you might never figure out how it slides in, where it's located, yada yada. Some things are in hard to reach locations too, so it makes it a little harder. Drop that one down, so the top two are done. Up here by the spring. Get the antenna clip back in.
I have the antenna.
What?
You said I have the antenna?
Yeah, this is the antenna right here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, cell phones use that same exact adapter inside of their phones to give everybody the signal. Anybody using Verizon, T-Mobile, or Sprint, you got one of these in your phone. Nah. Welcome to the world of electronics. Let's give you a little surprise today. No, the camera didn't get to move.
So we have one in our phone, huh?
Yep. That's what our phone uses to receive that 5G signal, that 4G signal, the 3G signal. All of that.
Okay. I didn't know phones had anything.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Let me pull all these. Got the 4 screws laid out on the table. Get her done real quick, like let's go. Drop them in the holes and then screw them all in at once. Couple of them, one of them though, the one that's at the very middle of the plate, to the right of the joystick setup, that one you want to put in right off the bat. The one right below that freaking spring. You know that little spring right there that you can see on camera now because you're seeing it gets black? There's one right below that. You want to put that one in first. That's the one that holds this whole plate stable. You do that, the rest of this is pretty simple. Then you can just put all the rest of these in and just sort of be like bing, 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 bing.
I was going to have a good grip on my screen.
Well, the joystick ones are easy. We'll do those first, right off the bat. Top one done. Bottom one down. Put the one by the antenna right now. Hand start it. Just a little. Then use the screw.
got it playing on my phone too.
Bang, bang. So it's all done. Alright, now it's done. So next step is start putting the casing back together. Top's done, so what you want to do now is you take that little copper right there that's bouncing, and you slip that in this clip right here. I'm going to do some adjust on the focus, y'all can see it. Right there, on my finger, right above my finger. That little gray is a clip. The whole system right there. So that's where the tweezers come in handy. Unless you want to be lazy and you want to take that whole thing off and just undo it at this part, because some people don't have tweezers, so you just leave the top connected and peel that whole thing off of here, basically starting here, peel it all the way back and out, and then you just disconnect it here and leave the top connected, because some people can't get to that once they put it back together. Luckily for me, I got a good pair of tweezers that came with that kit I got, so pretty much just sits right in place. Alright, it's together. As you can see, I did that pretty quick, even with something that people normally struggle with. So we got that done. I'm gonna start snapping the housing back in. The joystick set up. Oh, hold on before I do all that. Yeah, you gotta do the top piece. Like I showed you earlier, you slide the two little metal clips back into the top, line it back up where you can see the holes for the pin to go in. Put the pin back in the same hole that you took it out of, the same direction. So like you came out to this side, you want to push it back in that way. You might want to use a safety pin, or not a safety pin, but well, you could use a safety pin and slip it down there and guide it, so then that way it doesn't give you a hard time with the spring at the top. Because if that spring ain't done right, you won't get that bounce back. Then you'll have a dead joystick. So then you'll have broken your controller worse than the drift. So you do not want that. So make sure to line that up so you get the springy springs. Put this one back on, which is the whole shell that goes over there, as you can see. And which is a really big sleeve. It actually just sleeves right over everything. At the bottom right here, it's got like two little holes you can see right there. It actually snaps in place. Snap, snap, as you heard. Move that. Now it's together. Pretty much there's the controller. Now it can actually be played like that, which is insane. People could play with some straight up steampunk controller style like this. Come on, play it, steampunk. Alright, so now that I did that, put this other shell back on. You lift it up just a little bit so the little groove right here can go underneath there. Lift it, snaps in. Guide it over on the other side. It just locks right down, slides right back in place. Bam. Now that's the bottom that quick. That quick. Take the top ring. Do just like I showed you earlier. Start with one side only. Do not try both sides at once. You do, you'll break it. It's fragile. It'll be your own fault. By the way, do this at your own risk. So if you do it, you break it, I'm not responsible. we go. So now let's just bring some bounce and screws back in. Get that one screw in, it's already starting to feel tight that quick. Bottom left, bottom right. Did both of those that quick. Did them in that order too. Bottom left, bottom right. Call them out as I do it so you guys can keep tabs with me. But nobody thinking that I'm skipping parts. So I'm doing this all the way through. No edits, no cuts. A lot of people do some. Ooh, almost dropped that screw. Woo!
Don't do that.
Alright. Right, one up. I'm gonna do right, 3 up, right, 4 up. Probably all the way up right, actually. Do the whole right side and get her down. What? Oh yeah, it already is, I can tell. Screw, one single screw keys giving me a hell of a hard time. See that? So before anybody ever says this job's easy, kiss my ass. I mean, it's okay fast, but I mean, it ain't 15 minutes, okay? I probably said it was 15 minutes before. I take that back. I would say probably half hour. Maybe a little longer. But it's worth it because once you do that brand new joystick and you're whacking people and they're talking trash because they think you're over there being too good, well, then your joystick's just too good. Your work's just too good. You know what you're doing. Too good. There we go. Yeah, this is one of them weird ones. You turn a controller at an awkward angle like this, and then do it downward like this, into it. Alright, now I got almost.
No one believe in the first place. None of y'all answering us like a survey. Me and Rara, we just splash. We shooting threes and we be counting cash. Homie, need a new set of pants with these rags on me.
Ah, it's killing my neck. Ah. Alright, now I need that extender. Neck is killing me.
The other one?
With the one Andy and me bought.
Yeah.
Shout out to my homeboy Andy who bought this. Well, didn't buy it for me, but he took me to where I needed to go get some of this stuff too. So some of these parts from my homeboys. He don't even play video games, y'all. But he ain't a hater.
No.
The only reason why I say that is because there's some people out there, you guys, that are, you know, they might be like, look, why do they play video games? Video games ain't nothing, blah, 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 blah. You know, I've met a lot of those type of people in my lifetime. I'm a 40-year-old almost video gamer that ain't scared to say my piece. See, I tell a lot of people the way you do it is video gaming. You can make it as like a hobby that's healthy if you want it to be. Because there's video games that you can do that's exercising, running, jogging, fishing, hiking, biking, motorcycling, motocross, BMX, ATV, you name it. There's usually a genre out there for people who want it. Put in the bottom 3 in the handle right now. I'm one of those video gamers now, you guys. I like almost any video game. Like, I'll play boxing, fishing, adventure, shooting games. I like a lot of mostly adventure games, quest games. Shooter games too are good, but they're good to pass the time. Like, but if I had to choose like shooter or adventure, it probably had to be adventure over shooter game.
Nobody wants to hear you bark, baby.
Alright. And don't worry, you guys, I'm going to kick it straight from this straight to back into the game. So we can see. Push it back down, this whole plate, the black plate, you just push on. Just push it on. Squeeze it down nice and hard on there. A lot of people are like, but you're going to break it. No, you won't. You better watch some videos about how tough these controllers is. I've seen my homeboy take one of these, stick it in his dryer, and spin it on a spin cycle for 30 minutes. Blah, 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 and it didn't break. It still worked. Yeah, they're tough. The one good thing about these old style controllers, the original Oculus controllers is, and that's why I say old style, because they remind me of the old school Nintendos. They were real tough, they were real durable. You knew that what you were buying is what you got. Alright, so everything's back together.
Hey, put battery in?
Yeah, battery's in.
Oh, okay.
Now, let's do like this. Okay, so, give me a second. I'll take you off my tripod here. Show you guys the GreedyPad.
And the Queen Poet.
Run! Run while you can! Check it out now. So there's the controller.
Everybody's gonna be like, "Look at Queen Poet."
Yeah, my house is messy. A little messy. But you know what I'm saying, holidays, everybody comes over. Everybody's like, hey, what? Next thing you know, you got 20 people at your house. You're like, get out of here.
Run.
I don't want none of your muffins.
Don't let him lie. His favorite muffins is blueberry muffins.
Alright.
Yeah, right, short cake. Yeah.
Adjust the cameras.
40 degrees with you. Alright, everybody hears you. Now, Psycho. Give me her treat.
That looks horrible.
See what I put? It's a lot of work.
There we go. That way you guys can see how it goes straight from how it was to how it's working, you know what I'm saying? Right at the back with the cast. So, I put it on my tripod, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I'm not going to do it later after the stream. Alright. Let me get a drink. And then I'll turn on my...
This thing's pretty light.
It's aluminum.
Oh, that's why? I thought it was just metal. Is there some GoPros that stands metal too?
Yeah.
I thought so. I bet the metal was a lot nicer, huh?
I'll be right back.
If I say goodbye, then make me alive, make me alive. My heart's heating up, this love is on fire, love is on fire, on fire. If I say goodbye, then make me alive, make me alive. My heart's heating up, this love is on fire, love is on fire, on fire.
Microphone check 1 2.
Hey. Uno, dos, tres, yeah. I just got
I don't know if you guys can hear me through the headset.
Fist fight,
Can you hear me on your
with a
phone?
state trooper. Ooh, yeah. Watch
Check
how
for
I
me, let me know.
know. I'm just trying to fuck. I don't know who is who, baby. I just put 5 bitches in a group chat. Slide on
Microphone
the
check 1 2.
like a mouse pad. If he talk shit, go and punch him in his do-rag. We get money, but you don't know how to do that.
Oh, yeah, y'all can still hear me.
I'm trying to
Alright,
hit it in the morning.
Check it out here, let's do
What I
this.
want, I got a good lawyer. I don't need a house unless the bank is where I'm going. Hanging with my white friends, Tom Sawyers. Chopper started popping, make him do the Macarena. And she think I'm Michael Scott cause I'm retarded about my paper. And the crib is super loud, don't give a fuck about my neighbors. I just took 4 pills, looked in the mirror and saw a stranger. And I called the Glock Herbie cause the bitch is fully loaded. If you not getting money, get away from me, you worthless. I close my eyes when I shop, I give a fuck about what I purchase. Got rich as a bitch, but I'm still out here snatching purses. Yeah, and the chopper make a little nigga breakdance. 360 no scope, a nigga like the Face Clan. I'm leaving nut on her face like a spray tan. Walk around this bitch with more sticks than a caveman.
Hey, drugs make me feel like I'm a kid again. Bought a whole island, I'm Hawaiian, I'm Gilligan. Hugs turned into nutting on her chinny chin. Beam to his head, got him looking like an Indian. Okay, anybody here wanna do cocaine?
Here we go. Now this is how you guys check out to see if your controller's actually
Welcome to the new wave. Crack hit it in my fucking suitcase. Had to bring it back in from the UK. Kick it with your bitch and call me Luke.
Look up there on the TV.
Ooh, ay, damn. Couple lines of powder. Bossing up, just call me Bowser. Damn. Tell me what's his power. Hold up, let me check my shouter. Dat boy gets smoked like Sanji. Watch it fold like origami. Damn, boy, I'm super sorry. Watch him die, no Tamagotchi. Oh, yeah, that's what's up. Doing blowing, acting up like hold up. What's that sound? Room is spinning round and round. Need Prozac, heart attack. Tell me where the party at. I'm frozen, super cold. Who that boy? Why he acting bold?
I guess that'll conclude the live stream. But as you can see, essentially go into Oculus. You don't need to turn to Oculus. You can turn around and face it yourself and say to yourself, this is kind of funny. This is all gotta turn around and say, you know, worry about people wanting to go out every time or if you control that. I want